Shalom, family. All right. It's going to give everybody some time to get in the room. Shalom, everybody. And I want to say a special hello to the True Royal family who's on the panel. Welcome.
How you doing, my queen?
All right. All right. We're going to cover some topics here. Has this been crazy since the blood moon, or am I just crazy?
No, it's been one hell of a week, and the week ain't even over with.
You were talking about retrograde too, right?
Yeah, we're in the staging phase right now.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? And it's already this bad?
Yeah, and it ain't even hit yet. It hit on the 17th. So so remember this. It's in the house of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is a fire sign, so things will be fiery in nature.
Wow.
I know
those fires have been in this country.
You know, we got another fire in California right now.
Oh my goodness.
And it's bad. It's real bad.
They're all bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems like they are now so major. I don't even remember them being this major when I was a kid.
Me either. We didn't have fires like that up here in California, but California won't stop burning.
Wow.
It's always a fire. I woke up this morning, I said, damn, another fire. And you know what I noticed? Because I know you'll remember this. Now, the first of the year, there was a lot of mass shootings, and we're ending the year like this.
Yeah. I don't know if you were on my premiere.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how many there were just this year.
Yeah. Now today,
107 mass shootings in 2018.
I think, and I could be wrong, but this morning, because I did a breaking news live stream because of that shooting. One of my subs said we had, I think, 268 shootings this year.
Oh no, we had 307 shootings in 311 days.
Oh, I'm way off. Wow.
Yeah.
That is bad, Lisa. That is bad. And then Trump, he's salty. He act like a 2-year-old yesterday. Just salty.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yes, I watched it all. You know, he telling folks to sit down. I wish that would have been me. He tell me. I say, you shut the fuck up. I ain't sitting down. You ain't gonna tell me to sit down. That you ain't telling me. No way.
I know, right? And did you hear just his whole tone? See, what he's upset about is he knows the Democrats are demanding his tax returns.
Mm-hmm. They're going to hold his feet to the fire.
Republicans, right? As long as the Republicans were in charge of the House, he knew they weren't going to ask for that.
Yeah, he was able to pull all kind of stall tactics and see where Trump didn't messed up. He's so nasty. Now this is personal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw how he's gone in on many of those Democrats, like Maxine Waters and
calling them dogs.
Yeah.
Oh,
they haven't forgotten that mess. They're gonna go in on his butt now.
Oh, they're gonna get his ass. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh, nasty.
He is going to be in for something, but you know he don't want nobody to see those tax returns because Trump knows damn well he ain't no goddamn millionaire.
Nope. It's going, because the money, when you start seeing where the money really where it leads to, it paints a whole different story.
You know what, True Royal? Him and his children are caught up in another scam, and they're being sued. And that right there tells you, if you gotta scam people, your ass ain't rich.
You know what? And the kind of money they got. I mean, his son-in-law got money, his daughter got money, and they just want more money. And so they just scamming people. Because I know you did a video about it, but you're saying it's even another one?
Yes.
Since the video wow.
Yes, there's another one.
Wow.
They had some business and they were charging people, I think like $4.99, like $500 each.
Mm-hmm.
And people paid this $500 and many of them got nothing.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
Trump and his kids were selling this stuff. Eric, Ivanka, and Trump Jr. plus
Mhm.
Trump, they were all selling this particular business. And
Mhm.
people said they got nothing.
Lisa, do you remember, did you ever have an opportunity to watch that show, American Greed?
Yes.
I missed that show, man. I missed that show. I would watch that. I would even watch the marathons on that. And what I was thinking was there was this one guy, he was from England, and he was a criminal, but he was able, because he was a decent looking white guy, he was able to get around very wealthy white people,
Uh-huh.
and he grew up dirt poor, and he disdained rich people, and he threw out some kind of name that he was a part of some big family over there, and he said something that was very profound that's making me think of the Trumps. He said that these folks are already wealthy and they want to get something for nothing, and if they can, you know um go behind the back door and do it, they was literally giving him cash and believing he could do what he could do, and he took all their money. So I'm thinking of Trump and his crooked ass kids, and just the name alone, and
Mhm.
then the people that they are scamming, they wealthy.
Their
These
own
people got
goddamn
money.
people, though. For
Hmm.
real, he's scamming his own people. He
Hmm.
was scamming his own people, even with Trump University. Remember that?
Hmm. Hmm.
And he had to settle that shit out of court before he even became president. He
Man.
scammed a lot of people out of thousands of dollars. And
Mhm.
they literally did not get anything out of Trump University.
Mm, mm,
You know
mm.
what it is? And somebody had explained it to me, and I really believe this. Um, oh, Tareen, check your email. I just responded back to you. Um, they said what people like Trump do, they buy shell corporations.
Mhm.
And they make these corporations look legitimate, and they're not legitimate at all. It is
Mhm.
just the sole purpose is to set them up and scam people out of money. And they said Trump had hundreds of these corporations. So
Wow.
it's no telling how many people got bilked out of their money.
Wow. So you telling me that means he's constantly getting sued, and somebody's being paid off to be quiet because he didn't screwed over a lot of folks.
Yes. But
Wow.
they said this latest scam, him and his three children were involved in that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember I had sent you a um an article about his kids, and you were so right. You was like, I ain't wasting my time putting that story up. They gonna find a way for them to get out of it. And you was absolutely right. That was last year. You was right about that. Because he his kids was in some hot water, and he sent his lawyers up to New York, and they did some willing and dealing, and they barely mentioned it.
Yeah. Tareen, check again because it said it sent 3 minutes ago. I don't know if you have to refresh your email, but it did say it sent it.
Tareen
But
coming in.
yeah, he said he didn't get the email yet. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, you may have to refresh a couple of times. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, they done got caught up in another scandal, and it was the same as the first time Trump's kids were in hot water. It was for scamming people.
Wow.
So, just seeing that, it tells me the Trumps did not have money.
Mm-mm.
It
Mm-mm.
tells me they didn't have any money.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that he wants to put Chris Christie in a position again?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Um, Jeff Sessions resigned.
Yes.
And so, he got his acting attorney general, but I'm thinking because Chris Christie's name is coming up again for either attorney general, his name is coming up again.
With his big greasy ass, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, but you know what I know what he's doing. He's trying to surround himself by people that will protect him because he know the shit gonna hit the fan.
Oh, Oh, it's coming. He knows it. You can see it. When he was in that press conference, you could see the stress on his face. He knows those Democrats are going to push the hell out of that investigation. And like I said, the one that is on the House committee, they said he is a strong Mueller supporter. And see, the Republican that was in his place that he's, stepping down, they said he blocked a lot of things from happening on the behalf of Trump. He doesn't have that shield anymore.
And see, Trump doesn't know how to politic up there. He wants everybody loyal to him, but when you get caught, he's not there for you, and then he'll call you names and all kind of stuff. So he essentially, what he does is he makes you so bitter that you're gonna tell on him, because it's like, I'm not gonna sink by myself.
Right. I know, right?
He has no loyalty, and this man wants everybody to be loyal to him. This makes no sense, the shit that he does.
I know.
And he brings shit on. He's chaotic, he's messy. And my husband was saying that what he noticed is anybody that works around Trump or around Trump, they get ruined. Eventually they get ruined. And I mean, they get ruined bad.
Yeah. Check again, Tareen. I sent it again. But yeah, and you know what? And you can tell Trump, he don't handle stress easy. When you saw that exchange between him and a CNN reporter, I was like, that's just a damn reporter.
You know what? The sister from I think she was from PBS. He didn't even let her even finish the question, and that's racist.
Racist, yeah. I was like, come on, Trump, you're like the king of racists.
Lisa, I can send it to I can send it to Taryn too. The link I have, maybe he can go that route.
What's going on? Yeah, I sent it twice to you, Taryn.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it to you, Taryn. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let me see here. All right. Yeah, he does. He can't handle shit, but he's always bringing shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, Taryn. I just sent it.
Well, first of all, I did a couple of videos on the shooting out there in California. And he is just so tacky. I looked at his response. He went out on Twitter with a response. I was like, a real president would get in front of the country and give a statement. He goes on Twitter. And I said, and this is why people say Trump lacks in empathy.
Yeah, he does. He does. He don't know what to say. He don't know how to posture himself. He's not real good with his vocabulary, for one thing. And but the thing is, how I look at it is, he's just being true to his nature. The dude is not that bright.
No.
But he's full of mischief. As long as there's some fuckery going on, he's down for that. But then when it's time to really deal with reality, deal with life, because everything ain't just fun and games all the time, he don't know when to shut it off. And then what kicks in is that inner child in him, and he start pouting, bitching, throwing his weight around because he's a bully on top of that. And really what it is it's a fear. It's a fear of being found out how inadequate he is.
Right. Oh, Tareen, you still didn't get it?
You still, man. You might have to put the link in there and take it down, Lisa.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to put it out there like that, but sometimes you have to do that.
All right, Tareen. Hold on.
So that's how I look at him. He's very childish, and he does a lot of foolish stuff. And then when it hit the fan, but Trump stay in trouble. He lives a very chaotic life. I was listening to
he's not really a business person. See, he tells everybody that he is a business person, but when you look at the way how messy and all over the place he is,
Mhm.
it's very clear that man don't do his own work. He just
No, he don't.
hires people to be his foot soldiers for him, but he doesn't do any actual work.
I've been listening to the audio book of, because I got it free, of Unhinged by Omarosa. It's actually really good. And she said that they realized real quickly,
And look in the chat. I just put it in there.
once he, came in office, you get a briefing every morning. And that briefing tells you what's going on here, tell you what's going on in other countries. It's something that you really need to read every day.
Yeah.
And he wasn't gonna read that shit. And she said what they did was they had to put everything on one sheet of paper about what was going on literally in this country and around the world. I said, how you do that?
Well, they said when he first went into office, he wouldn't even sit for the briefings in the morning. He wouldn't sit for any briefings. You know, the president is supposed to sit around with his cabinet and get the briefing. That way he knows what's going on in the country as well as overseas. And they said Trump did not even come to the briefings. So that should tell you that man did not run his own businesses.
No.
No businessman.
I pay attention real close to things. He's always talking about, well, I have very nice people that work with me and help me with things, because he's inadequate. Okay. There are secrets that I know of Trump. Me being dyslexic. Most of and this people is dyslexic have a hard time reading, and they use different tricks to hide. I won't hide mine because I want to learn. And so he hides behind a lot of stuff. He'll use a lot of diversion tactics. He'll crack jokes. He might get mad, have a temper tantrum, and it's really to get out of that situation. Or I done lost my glasses. That's the classic one, and then the person will just take it and read it for him. And see, his daughter and his son-in-law know it real, real well, that because he won't even try. That's the part that gets me. I don't like that. He won't even try, Lisa. He
Yeah,
just
I
won't even
know, right?
He's just lazy. Just, because he doesn't want to be embarrassed. That's what it is. I already know his secrets. And when Omarosa was talking about that, they learned real quickly that they had to put shit on one sheet of paper. So I said right then and there, listening to her book, paying attention real close, reading different things about him, I said Trump then set himself up where these nice people that work around him, they getting all this information and top secret information that he flatly refused to read, and they got it. They could use it against him.
Yeah.
Because
Sorry, Tareen, can you see it in the comment section? I mean, I just put it in the chat, the link. I don't know if he can, I don't know if he's even looking now. I don't know.
I didn't have that problem too before. It just makes you wonder sometimes, Lisa, when you trying to get on YouTube, that you see them right before our eyes, they messing with them. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense to me. And I've had trouble getting on you. I remember you had a live stream, and then the next day you had a live stream, and J Dog couldn't get on. And I was like, he was on that night. Why he can't come today?
Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense, but we know they're always trying to mess with us.
Yeah, like before our eyes when I was on your channel, they took one of my comments down. I'm like, damn. I said, they take my comment down right before my eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So, hopefully.
Taryn get on. Yeah, I hope he'll be able to get on. So,
well, we're gonna move on. When he comes on, if he can make it on, then
okay. I know you got something set up. Let me. I'm just going on and on. I like to hear what you got going. You got some good topics.
All right, I am going to share my screen with y'all.
I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Okay. All right, here we go. Everyone. All right, y'all. Do you see the screen? Give me a 1 if you can see the screen. Give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Number 1. For some reason, I can't get it to click. Oh, wow, Tareen. True Royal. True Royal. Are you there? Yeah, Tareen. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I sent the link to you a third
Hello?
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, can you try to send Tareen your link?
yeah, I'll do it right now.
He's still having problems.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back on mute, but I'm gonna send him the link right now.
Okay. That is really strange, Tareen. I don't know what's going on. All right. I don't get it. All right, y'all. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to go over several topics. Now, the first one is this teacher out in Los Angeles that got caught up in a situation with this unruly, from what I understand, Mexican student, I believe. And the student was calling him all kinds of racial slurs, using the N-word, threw a basketball at him. And of course, you know, like any human, he defended himself. And of course, they arrest him. And I believe this child, whoever he was, should have been arrested too. He antagonized this entire situation. But to my amazement, the teachers, the students, and people on the school board that know this man, they're all backing him, and nobody is backing the student. And I was really surprised. I was watching some of the interviews, and even some of the students were saying, nah, I don't care about the guy, you know, I don't care about him. And they said, well, what about the students? Do you care that, you know, the student got hit? And they all said no, they didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they said no.
I've seen the same thing, Lisa, too.
Like, you know what? That says a lot. But you know what?
That's telling.
I have seen that happen.
You know what? When you were talking about it, Lisa, when I was in high school, I remember let me see, junior year of high school, there was a really nasty fight. And I said, damn, school is changing. And I mean, they were throwing chairs, you know, like, remember in high school, you used to have to go to the homeroom before you go to class?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll never forget that day. And I mean, these guys were fighting like grown ass men, and the teachers couldn't do nothing. And I said, wow, things are changing, you know? What I wanted to add to this, I did some research on it and found out that, what's his name again? Mr. Riley?
Yes.
He was beaten by several students a few short years ago. They jumped him and beat the living crap out of him, and he did nothing. Also, I found out that that this last situation, he was set up. The kids told it, and I know they're not lying, because you know one of those kids, or I think one or two, jumped him from behind. It was a setup. He deliberately came to school without his uniform. Everything was done deliberate. Because you know, those kids, they know way before the teachers will know anything and stuff. And you remember when he said, who hit me? Who hit me? You know, he was saying that and stuff. And it's like, why, why are you gonna jump on the teacher? Why are you hitting him in the back of the head?
Right. Because they're cowards.
And that's very telling. A black man. And it seemed like I didn't see no black students. I didn't see one yet.
It looked like it was predominantly Mexican.
Yeah.
From what I saw. But the amazing thing is it's the Mexican teachers and faculty that are backing him.
Yeah, he must really be a good teacher. And the money that they put in, because I had showed the article to my husband, and it was at it was at like 22,000, and before we went to sleep, it had jumped up to like 40. I'm like, damn,
Oh,
they're putting that money in there fast.
I'm going to show you his GoFundMe now. He's well over $160,000. Look at that.
Whoa, whoa, man.
I mean, look, donation just came in 6 minutes ago. It's still growing. He may end up with over $200,000.
You can get you a good lawyer for 5,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pay your bills.
I tell you what, don't let those lawyers see that and try to rob you out of all of it.
I wouldn't no. I didn't. I deal with lawyers all the time. No, you can get you a damn good lawyer for 5,000.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend no arm and a leg like that.
But yeah, I mean, I'm one thing, man. You know, I feel like he deserves it.
You know, I'm gonna keep putting this out here to the family. You know, I know that we work on these plantations, and I know this. This I do know. Y'all getting one of y'all out there getting bothered by the enemy, and they real easy to sue. And I'm gonna say it again. Go see a therapist, because that's where the money gonna come, and tell how it's affecting you psychologically. Because they're gonna ask you that when you go to court. And some lawyers be slipping sometimes, because when you have a lawyer, that doesn't guarantee a win, but you stay active in your case. You don't just be lackadaisical, because they're working for you. And you got to see that therapist, because they're going to ask how it's affecting you. Well, you can say how it's affecting you all day, but if it ain't on no paper, it ain't on no paper. It don't mean nothing. And my father taught me this. Paper holds a lot of weight in court.
Yes, it does. Especially somebody like me who just went through the courts. I do know that. But yeah, I'm really happy for this man. I hope it continues to grow. I hope that, but they said he's on paid leave, which is good.
One last thing I heard too, Lisa. The faculty, and I could be using the wrong name, they're asking the DA not to charge him.
Yeah, I heard that. They said it's the parents, the faculty, and the students have all been calling the DA's office and telling them to drop the case. And that the student that did this to him was a notorious asshole.
Oh, yes, he was. Yes, he was. I would have whooped his ass.
This student that did this to him got a terrible reputation. And I
would have whipped his ass. You know, my mother was a foster parent to a teenage girl. And she was difficult to deal with. And she decided to
I'm just trying to see Torino.
You're there.
You made it.
Finally, I don't know. Listen, I don't know what happened. Like, I had to restart my phone and all of that, and to find out I didn't even have the app on my phone, because I got an upgrade on my phone this week, so that app didn't transfer over. So, like, I don't know what was going on, but I'm here. Okay. I finally made it.
Oh my goodness.
I know you were fighting to get on
there. Right, because there was some stuff that you was talking about, so that I really wanted to throw my 2 cents in on.
Oh God, I want you to throw your 2 cents.
I want to hear what you got to say.
Bump that. I have more than 2 cents. I have a few cents.
Well, then throw all them cents in, because I want to hear what you got to say.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to mute myself right quick, because I'm about to go in like a noisy spot, then I'm gonna come right back on.
Okay. But like I said, I'm really happy for this man. And I don't know what kind of lifestyle he lives, but I just hope he's able to rest a little more comfortably.
He seems like they said he's been through it. He's been verbally abused. He's had he's
been through a lot.
Yeah, he had, and he, and his passion is music. But I'm gonna say this real brief. I had a situation sort of like him, but it was with my mother was a foster parent with a teenage girl. She was 15, and she jumped on my grandmother fighting over a phone, and she cut my grandmother's neck. And my mother had a restaurant at the time in San Francisco, and I was still living in San Francisco, and I seen it. And I just got in the car and drove to Oakland. and drug her ass up out the house, and I whipped her ass up and down that street real good, and went on home, and I knew I was gonna get a call from my mother, and my mother gave it to me. Boy, my mother gave it to me. And I said she cut my grandmother, and I said I whipped her ass. This is the funny part, Lisa. A week didn't pass, and my mother was a little woman. My mother ended up jumping on her and beating her ass too. So she got her ass kicked. Say she got her ass kicked on a Monday and got her ass kicked on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You don't touch. You don't do that. You don't. I'm from the old school. You don't put your hands on my family. You don't. You don't do that. You don't touch my family. You don't touch my grandmother. I'm from the old school. I didn't give a damn if I went to jail or not. And do you know that girl begged my mother not to call the authorities or anything because she didn't want to get taken away because she took good care of her and stuff. Oh, she took her ass to school and everything after that. I wasn't playing. And I told her, I said, I'll beat your ass again. You touch my grandmother, I will beat your ass. Next time you're going to be in the hospital. You gotta let these kids know you're not taking their shit.
Well, I think, I think we're in the day and age where the bully has pretty much ran their course.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think bullies get away with that stuff quite as easy as they did years ago.
No.
Now, a lot of times it starts backfiring on them. But one thing this kid will know, he's got to see that the community is behind this teacher. And
he's not likable. And even after he got his butt kicked, I can hear the fear in his voice when he was talking all that mess at the door. He was shocked. He was shocked.
Yeah.
Are y'all talking about that? You talking about that boy in California?
Yeah.
You had the best video too, Taryn. You really did, because I couldn't find a video like that. I kept getting cut version.
All I did was I went to like YouTube and I typed it in, like certain keywords and everything like that, and I found the raw footage. See, this is why I call lamestream media, because a lot of the footage that people saw, they saw from one perspective that put the teacher in, made it look like he was in the wrong for what he did. I said, no, y'all need. I said, no, y'all need to see the entire video, and it was multiple videos. Like I think it was like 2 or 3 of them from different angles, and he had every right to defend himself. Like that kid was bad, and he came at him. He cursed him out. He said racial slurs. He threw stuff at him. Like that was verbal and physical assault right there.
Yeah,
and I think he possibly even spit on him too.
I had heard that too.
And Taryn, did you know that that he had been jumped in the past?
I did briefly hear that, and I think this is probably his boiling point right here. This was his breaking point right here.
Well, he got jumped by 4 students all at once, all boys. They beat him up really bad.
And you know what that says? And you know what that says right there? It took 4 boys to jump a man who was 64. Can y'all believe that man is 64?
Yeah,
I believe it. And you know what I was thinking about when I found out that he got jumped before. Then I started questioning the school. They talking about, well, you got to, I was hearing people saying, well, you got to always be professional and protect the students and stuff. Well, what measures did the school use to make sure that didn't happen again?
Right. And no, you ain't got to protect no unruly student like that, especially a student that's being violent towards you. No, I'm sorry. You got to draw the line somewhere. And a lot of times, these parents, they don't do nothing, or they're not disciplining these kids like they used to.
They really aren't.
And that's another reason why they think they can get away with that with any adult.
Man, I talk like that to one of my parents. Y'all wouldn't be talking to me.
Exactly. But not to switch gears, but did y'all see the recent one where the girl in Baltimore punched that lady in the face?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And that lady just came back from surgery. She has cancer.
Yeah. The teacher had cancer and the student punched her in the face.
Yeah, they need to put her ass in jail.
The male family members of her family need to find out wherever she lives and do a little visit.
Yeah, right.
Like on a drop squad or something.
Yeah, I saw
Mhm.
that. That was disgrace. That was definitely a disgrace. But I'm glad for Mr. Riley, and I hope that he gets out of this whole thing, and hopefully the DA will see
He needs to rest. He seemed like he needs to
he
go rest.
64 years old. He definitely needs to
Yeah, and
rest.
go take him a little mini vacation or something like that, because he done dealt with a lot. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness! Oh, look who we got here.
We got Ian David Long, the Marine vet that
Mhm.
did the shooting in Thousand Oaks. Did you see, Tareen? Did you get to see my premiere?
No, I probably missed it.
Well, guess what? There
What's
have
that?
been 307 shootings in 311 days in 2018.
I can believe it. So that was pretty much like one, at least one per day, almost.
Yeah.
So we started out. We
Tareen, can you
started
see
out
my article right
in a
here?
good form.
Wait, say hold on. I couldn't understand what y'all was saying.
Excuse me.
Can you see my article?
Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
I can believe it.
Well,
I can believe it.
Corinne, do you remember the first of the year? They had
Yeah.
a whole bunch of shootings just the first of the year, and we was like,
Uh,
damn. So this how the
mhm.
year gonna start out? And look at
Mhm.
and the year is closing out with a bunch of
Hey,
shootings.
but remember what that terrorist in Kentucky said: whites don't kill whites.
Yeah, right.
That's what that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And you want to know something else too? Then less than a week ago, Don Lemon said that the biggest threat to America are radicalized white men. Less than a week later, they're proving his point.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I know, right?
you know what? This
Out of
morning,
all people, Don Lemon.
When he said that too, they were so
I
offended.
was pissed.
All of the YouTube
They,
videos of white guys talking about what is Don Lemon talking about?
as a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, it's interesting you say that because Kimberly Frazier, she did a video talking about how this guy out of Arkansas, a white guy, was so mad that Don Lemon made that statement that he's been calling CNN like hundreds of times, threatening to kill Don Lemon. And he said, I want to have a meeting with Don Lemon's hanging dead body.
Wow.
Like, who says that? Like, he said that.
Well, you know what? You know what it is. They cannot handle anything negative being said about them.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it's something that's fitting, and he's told the truth. I mean, although I am not a Don Lemon fan, I'm not going to forget.
I think we can agree with you on that one. I speak for everyone when we say we are not of Don Lemon, but he was right in that instance.
I agree with him on what he said. Absolutely.
I wanted to add something to this. Now, early this morning, I did a breaking news hangout about this mass shooting in Thousand Oaks.
Mm-hmm.
And before I did it, you get that raw stuff. I was watching it on TV, and they asked this young man the race of the person, and he said, I think it's either a white man or a Mexican. Okay, an hour later, I do my hangout, and you can tell they did not want to say the race. They kept playing. Everybody became real dumb this morning. They didn't know nothing. And so then I kept switching over, listening to different live streams, news, just different news stations we were going to. And this is the part that's going to knock y'all down. They're going to say they don't want to give up the race. They're going to say all they know, it was a big dark silhouette.
What?
Did y'all hear what I said?
Yeah.
Yes.
A big dark. The newsmen said this. They didn't want to say the race of the person because nobody know nothing. But it was a big, dark, black silhouette. Okay, dark silhouette. Now you got a little puny, little scrawny neck white boy.
Yeah.
Did the shooting. I said, boy, these people are a mess.
But what I also heard too was before his identity was revealed, they said they believe he was Middle Eastern. Mm-hmm. And they were saying everything that they could except for white. And then when you think, and then when you think about it, when you do the demographics of that Thousand Oaks area, they said that place is like lily white.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, and Lisa was right. Lisa, the thing that Lisa keeps saying over and over, they always got a record. He's been a trouble. He's always been, he's known by the police. They know who he is.
Yes. Now, with this one, Queen True Royal, they handled him a little differently. Now, according to the reports, he had run-ins with the law, but the police never charged him with a crime.
Wow.
So, although he's had confrontations with the police officers, it looks like he's squeaky clean. But we know he's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just didn't want to charge him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he was handled. But they do admit he had run-ins with the law. But for one reason,
I heard the mental health stuff too today. They were saying he had mental problems too.
Yeah.
And then with him being like a Marine, I said, oh, I know they're gonna throw the PTSD up in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that. I said, I know it's coming. I feel it coming.
Yeah. But yeah, so this came out from USA Today this afternoon, and I got alerted on it, and I looked at it. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to do this one."
Do you know that do you know that when I found out about that story, it was like 5 something in the morning, and when I was able to like really wake myself up, I recorded that video instantly.
Yeah, I heard about it then too. I mean, I think it must have been for me like 6 a.m. when I looked, and I was like, "What the hell? Another mass shooting?"
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was about to go to sleep. And I always keep it on CNN News to see what's going to pop up. And I said, damn. So I said, let me see how this going to play out. So it wasn't even an hour into the shooting. And it was going on and on. And then they wasn't giving up no numbers. And then they said 10 dead. I said, oh, shit, this is bad. And then when then it was more dead. I'm like, wow.
You know what this reminded me of? And I mentioned it in my video. It reminded me of that shooting that happened at that club in Florida a couple years ago.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. That's actually in this article too. Yeah, that gay nightclub in Florida, Orlando, I think.
I remember that. I remember that.
And it talks about also the Stephen Paddock shooting.
Oh, yeah. Notice they don't talk about that no more.
No, you know that's embarrassing to them. That's embarrassing.
I said they killed because the day ends in Y.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fragile.
But you know what the thing is, you know, they are the mass shooters. I mean, the history is.
Oh, Lisa. Yeah. That's what I wanted to mention. I'm glad you said that. Now, I was explaining to everyone. You had put up a video where Trump was they was going to fund. I guess they had allocated some money to put away for white terrorism, basically. The stuff that's just going on in this country, and Trump don't, you know, they just abolished all of that stuff. We don't for any of that. And I think even Jeff Sessions was involved in it too. And I said, wow, she put up that article, and then the next day there's another shooting, a mass shooting. I'm like, wow. And remember, this week they had a mass. A guy killed 2 white women at a yoga center.
Oh yeah, in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that story.
He was one of those incels. He looked to Elliot Rodgers, of all people, as inspiration. I said, yep, that's the type of guy he is.
Yeah, but you know what? He had a history of assaulting and women and grabbing women. He had that kind of rap sheet.
Just a straight up creep.
Yeah, that's the kind of rap sheet he had.
They said he pistol whipped somebody. He was doing all kind of stuff. And they're wanting him. Why do people just didn't bum rush him? They'll just sit there and take no abuse.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what, Queen, I noticed about him? He hated his own women. His assaults were on white women.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
His own women.
He felt that because he was a white guy that he could have access to any women or any woman that he felt he could. And when they turned down his, I guess his advances, if you want to call it that, he got mad. And I bet you the 2 women that he killed were probably 2 women that were not interested in him.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds like, what was that guy? Was it Elliot Rogers?
Yeah, I mentioned him. He looked like when he was talking, like they said he looked to him as like a hero or inspiration and stuff like that. I said he was one of those incels.
Yeah, Elliot Rogers was creepy looking.
Yeah, he sure was. Yeah. And they mad because they can't get a girlfriend. And
yeah, but see, remember Elliot Rogers was upset because a black guy got the girl he wanted.
Yes, he was. He sure was. Fragile.
Yeah, right.
All
right, y'all. We're gonna go on to this next one. Louis Farrakhan.
Oh my goodness.
Louis Farrakhan. Now, guess what? Alyssa Milano just recently came out talking about people denouncing Louis Farrakhan. I said, if this bitch don't shut the fuck up. You know what? No. You know, this is one thing I want the black community to stop doing. We do not denounce our own over no goddamn white folks. I'm sorry. No. They don't denounce anybody, even the worst of them. They stay on code. No, we don't denounce our people.
Lisa, do you remember years ago they used to use that? They used to always throw that question up in black people's faces.
I told one day. They said, somebody asked me that question, and I said, no, I'm not denouncing no goddamn body.
That was the acid test. They was always doing it they did it for a number of years. You know, they throwing Farrakhan up. Them folks was getting scared.
But it's like the guy who shot up the synagogue was a white guy.
Right.
But somehow Farrakhan managed to come up in the discussion every time something happens to the Jewish community.
Yeah, deflection.
Yeah, that's the big bad wolf. And I was looking at, I said, they bringing karma on themselves. This man, 85 years old, he ain't bothering nobody.
Right.
And they did some greasy shit behind the scenes. They didn't let his documentary go on Netflix and stuff, and it caught up with their ass. Caught up with them. Ain't bothering nobody.
And who was it? What was that guy? Mark? Someone, I forgot. What is this guy player? Mark Lamont.
Oh, I know who his behind.
He went on CNN to denounce Farrakhan, and I was just too.
You talking about Mark Lamont Hill?
Yeah. The very one that talked about.
It was a week ago. I think it was probably last week when he did it. He went out and and I'm like, what the hell? And then it was the Keith Ellison. He was another one.
Oh yeah, they've been on his behind for a minute. You know, he act like he don't need more.
Yeah, right. You know, no, I'm not denouncing a black person. No, I'm not going to do it. Even if I don't care for them, I'm still not going to do it.
I was following Farrakhan before we even had the internet, and I'm gonna continue to follow him.
Yeah, and you know what? Also, Queen, who do they denounce for the black community?
Nobody.
No goddamn body. There you go. There's your answer on who I'm going to denounce.
And what pisses me off is, because I have a Farrakhan video I'm gonna put up tomorrow, where they're like, well, what he's doing here, you know, like when he was at Aretha Franklin's funeral, and what he's doing there, and it's always a white woman. It's always talking about, she's either talking about questioning why a black man is where he's at, or she's questioning his money.
Right.
They actually started questioning it. They actually, speaking of a black man who they pocket watching, they just recently started pocket watching what's his name? Floyd Mayweather. It was a post that Jason Black posted up on his Facebook page, and the first thing they talking about, oh, Floyd Mayweather stands to make this so much and such from this fight. I'm like, y'all just couldn't wait to talk about how much money that man was going to make, and that was in the title of the article.
Right.
You know, it's like they on a feeding frenzy with this bash of black men. It's always I agree with Mr. Superboy on that. Every week it's some black man that they got a bash. They got him up on a shelf, and we're gonna get this one. I said, damn, Farrakhan again?
Yeah.
Like, wow. They really digging.
But you know what, Queen, just think about it. They like to go in on our men when they're elder. You know, you got Bill Cosby, and for a minute they were on Morgan Freeman. You know, it's something about our elder men. When they reach that certain age, they want to go on an attack of them. And I'm not denouncing no damn body. Not for them. Until when they denounce David Duke and all the other races, then okay, then maybe I'll think about it. But no,
they protect their own. They can be wrong as two left feet. They protect their own.
Yes,
and the thing that I've been saying often is we demonstrating to the enemy that we're fair, right, just, and balanced. They don't care. So we need to stop it. We need to demonstrate that stuff amongst ourselves. We're too busy trying to get validated by this damn rotten system.
Right. Very true. But yeah, I don't know why we're on this denouncing frenzy of Louis Farrakhan. And you know what? And that's another thing we need to push back, because it's almost like every time something happens, like you said, in the Jewish community, it don't matter who attacks them, they turn around and try to go for Farrakhan. Now this white
all because of some stuff that he said. These are just words that he said, like as if he was lying, because he wasn't.
Lives. A white man went in there and took out 11 goddamn lives, and they're talking about Farrakhan.
Yeah, their priorities is all twisted.
Are you crazy?
You know what that means, though? That means on a mental level, Farrakhan is dwelling in their head. And I always say, if you can get in somebody's mind, they will always lay dormant there. And that's how much power he has, because every time something happens to them, he's the first person that they mention, even if he has nothing to do with the situation. Right. So that means he has mental control over them. Right. Even when he's not thinking about them, they're always thinking about him. And to be honest, I think that's how it is with all of us. We are always on their minds. When I made my video today talking about this shooter, and I had made a comment about something I saw on Twitter, you had this fat, pudgy Michelin man shaped, palm colored Neanderthal going to leave this comment talking about, well, they talking about all the shooting that happened here, but what about what's going on in Chicago and Oakland?
That's old.
Right.
That's old. And I'm up here in the Bay Area. This shit that they keep talking about that's happening up in Oakland is not what they think it is. It's more drugs in Berkeley, California, which is damn near lily white over there, than Oakland. It ain't the violence like they making out. It's just like when they had the Rodney King verdict, there was not one person was arrested in Oakland. They did not tear up Oakland. They tore up downtown San Francisco. And one of my neighbors, she was a white girl, fat old white girl. She used to like to go and march up and down the street. She was down there tearing up downtown San Francisco after the Rodney King verdict. Sick of hearing that shit about Oakland. So they already know what they're gonna do up here. Folks don't be tripping like that up here in the Bay Area. That's just like, even though we don't care for them, that's just like with OJ Simpson. They still can't get that. They still can't get that verdict out of their head.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna ride that till they can ride the reels off. I always like rubbing it in. I didn't meet him at all. A cousin of mine went played football with OJ, and he died. And he had just got in the league, didn't hardly have no money because they didn't really pay him that much back then, just the big name people. OJ buried my cousin. I like rubbing that in, and I thank OJ for that. Even though I don't like his choices and stuff, he helped my family out. So thank you, OJ.
And sometimes whenever I get mad at them and I can't put it in the form of a video, I just go on to YouTube and I type in OJ verdict just to see the reactions. It is so, huh?
Woo!
It is so funny to watch. Like, if you having a bad day, just go onto YouTube and type in OJ verdict reactions, and just watch how just watch the reactions. It is so priceless. Oh man.
When they had the OJ verdict, I remember where I was working. I remember where I was that day, and one of the brothers at work brought a radio, and we were on a tunnel job, and we heard the verdict, and we was just whistling around and stuff. So I had to go on the other side of the job to go pick up some equipment. And you should have seen them white boys' faces at work.
They were probably so tight-lipped.
They wouldn't say nothing, but they was pissed. They was pissed. They was really pissed. I'll never forget that day. I love that day.
Yeah, I remember that day too.
I was real young when it happened, but I remember when I was in school and I was in elementary school, the teachers had the TVs on and just waiting for the verdict to happen. And when the verdict got read, all I could hear was some of the teachers just going crazy. When it happened, you would have thought something had happened.
Well, see, this is where they messed up. They had more black women on the jury, and they figured that black women would be angry with OJ because he messed around with white women and stuff. And black women know how to put stuff in different compartments, and we seen the fuckery in it. We knew it was some bullshit. We knew they were setting that man up and stuff. One does not have to do with the other.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's two notable things I always remember. I remember that OJ verdict, and I remember 9/11. I can remember where I was at both of those times when incidents happened.
Yeah, it's like time just freeze right then and there, and stuff. Because I remember the white people in the Bay, they were scared, and I said, "Well, damn, if they acting like that up here in California, how they acting in New York?"
Yeah, I remember those two distinctive things. I was teaching at the time, and I remember when the first tower got hit, this woman that worked in the office, she and I were cool with each other. She came and popped her head in my classroom and said, did you hear one of the World Trade Center towers got hit by a plane? And I said, no, I didn't hear. But see, I had got to work early that morning. So I wasn't listening to, like usually my car radio. So no, I didn't hear it. And I mean, it couldn't have been but 10 minutes later, she came back at my class and said the second tower was hit. I was like, what? And then after that, we were all scrambling to get in front of the TV to see what was going on.
Yeah, I remember that day so well. I could feel this tension. I was on my way to work and I could feel this tension, and it was very uncomfortable what I was feeling. I just couldn't shake it. And sometimes being empathic is not fun. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And so, we were working, and I was working at the out by the airport in San Francisco, and finally they had came and told us that we was gonna have to go home, and all this stuff was happening in New York and stuff. And I said, that's what I was feeling. The tension in the air was so thick. It was just really thick. And it was amazing to see that stuff.
Yeah, I remember I was in middle school at the time because I was 12. And it was like right after school had just got in because we had to go back before Labor Day. And I remember when because I live near DC, so what I heard or felt was what happened at the Pentagon. So when I went to the restroom, and then I was walking back to the classroom, all I felt was this loud booming sound. And it felt like it's almost like one of them shock waves that when something hits the ground hard and it sends a shock wave through the whole, whatever's in it, whatever's in its realm. And I could feel the building shake a little bit. Now, mind you, the Pentagon is all the way in, like near Arlington, Virginia. The school I was in PG County, Maryland. And I felt the shockwave all the way over there in the school. Like I could feel the school shake a little bit. Like not like an earthquake type of thing, but like almost like, like a tap. And then we was like, what was that? And we go into the classroom and they turn on the news. And that's when we see that, something had hit the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And and so we was just like sitting there like, whatever was going on, and they didn't even allow us to like leave the classroom or anything. Like they literally put the school on a lockdown for the rest of the day. And then all of a sudden we hear like on the intercom that, so and so come down because your parents here to pick you up. And then I was like, okay, one person go. Then 5 minutes later, someone else was leaving. 10 minutes later, maybe 2 or 3 more was leaving. Okay, it's like something is really going on here, because why is everybody leaving so early?
Yeah,
Then
I picked up because I had to, back then I was watching one of my neighbor's kids, and I had to go pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, and I remember Therese, they had closed down the turnpike. A lot of the roads and bridges all got shut down.
Of course, all the airports got shut down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember all of that. I remember, everybody was in shock and disbelief. We were glued to the TV, but the school I was in, we had let out early. We just let everybody go.
That's exactly what ended up happening. We ended up leaving like together, maybe around 1 something, and well, probably earlier than that. I couldn't remember the exact time, and because I remember my dad was telling me. Now this is showing you how long ago this was. He was in Circuit City. Now Circuit City ain't around no more, so you know how long ago that was. he was inside of a Circuit City, so in those electronic stores they always have the TV playing and stuff like that. So he said he was inside the store and everything like that, and all of a sudden breaking news started popping up on all the TVs, and then that's when every TV in the store was showing that, and all people could just stand there was like in complete disbelief of what they were watching in real time. I know them people probably scrambled out. They probably thought it was the end of the world when they saw that.
Yeah, Esau was scared. They were scared, and I said this is what I said to my husband. They was acting so scared, and I said, I give them 2 weeks and they're gonna go right back to being greasy.
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah, they did. That was the only moment in time, I think, in this lifetime that we'll see the establishment actually act as one. For just that little brief moment, and that brief moment has since faded away into obscurity.
We're far away from that brief moment.
Oh man,
right.
Whole other world now. Yep.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go on to this next story. The UK.
What's going on over there?
The UK paid reparations to slave owners all the way up to 2015.
What?
To the owners. To the owners.
Well, damn.
UK paid slave owners and their descendants money, reparations, all the way up to 2015. Did you hear what I said? The slave owner got reparations. Now, what did they say to us? Y'all weren't slaves. Well, wait a minute. These people you paid reparations to, they weren't slave owners in 2015, were they?
Wow.
They weren't even slave owners in 1995.
But they got, listen to me, True Royal and Tareen, they got reparations for 180 years.
Wow.
Say it again. They got reparations for 180 years.
Okay.
But see, you know what? But you see what that's going to. But now it's going to go into that whole. Huh?
I said, what did they say to us?
That is too much money.
Yeah. But 180 years of paying slave owners and their descendants because they lost their slaves.
Lord have mercy.
180 years of reparation to slave owners and slave owner descendants.
Boy, they'll find a way to give them some money, man.
You know what that also says? That they are the biggest welfare case as well.
Yeah.
Sure is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they sure is. You right about
that.
Ain't
nothing. Man. That ain't nothing but a big welfare check.
Absolutely. 180 years of welfare checks.
Well, they can get their little check. They still on the decline.
They can't beat that opioid play, that's for sure. And I bet you this, they won't use that money to try and battle it either.
So you get your little money, but it ain't gonna change your situation.
See, y'all, look at the comment section. They're like, what? Y'all, we are in the land of the devils. We're in the world of the devils. They are going to do every shifty, underhanded thing known to mankind. But you know what, y'all? Don't be surprised if the U.S. has done something similar, but they just kept quiet about it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what's so funny? Every time maybe the topic of reparations will come up from us to them, they'll always say, stop looking for a handout.
Yeah, right.
They got a handout for 180 years now. That is the handout of
or they will say something to the effect of, oh, we're going to spend it on this. They said if we got reparations today, and it's unfortunate you have some black people that will echo the same thing. If black people got reparations today, it'll probably be gone in a month. You explain to me how you can spend 180 years worth of money in a month. Right. I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you for free.
Right.
They said to Rand that we're gonna buy some Cadillacs and stuff. You know, that we can't be
believe it or not, there are actually some smart business-minded people in the community that would know exactly what to do with the money. They say that because they're trying to discourage people from actually wanting to pursue that money. And see, the thing is like this. Let's just say hypothetically we was to get every bit of the reparations we deserve, trillions of dollars, because I think when they said they added it up, that's how much we should get. But see, this establishment is up to its eyeballs and beyond in debt to China. They like, oh, we can't afford to pay y'all. And I said, that's a lie, because I looked over the 2019 fiscal year budget, and that thing is well over $1 trillion.
Right.
They got it. They always
they have that money.
Yeah, they got that money. They got that money. And they want to control the narrative. I remember when it was, they were talking about it a lot. Well, we're gonna put it in education. No, you want to control the money. If I want to buy a damn Cadillac, I'll deliberately buy a damn Cadillac.
No. I don't want their shitty education with my reparation money. No, their education ain't worth shit.
Yeah, they want to put it in education, but see, no, really that's some bullshit too. No, what they gonna do, they gonna get a salary off of that.
Right.
They gonna reap the benefits from that. Right. And stuff. They controlling the narrative, controlling the money. Some people.
This is what I believe. I believe they don't want us to have the money, and this is just my opinion, because see, they know what we can do when we have money. We already showed them with Black Wall Street, and see, they are afraid if they give us any money or any funding, that Black Wall Street is going to come out in us once again.
I agree.
We don't want to see that happen.
No, you know what you said. You're right about that, because I often say, let's lay down your sword and let's all start even and see who quickly pick up speed. They know. That's why they rig everything in their favor.
Right.
They know what we're capable of.
Now, remember, our people started Black Wall Street with no loans. They took all that money and did everything themselves. Remember, they were in the time of Jim Crow. They couldn't get no loan from the white bank. So, go ahead, Tareen.
And one major thing, that the reason why they hated Black Wall Street was because we were able to do it without any type of help or assistance from them after being in chattel slavery for 400 plus years.
And our people became millionaires at a time when they were eating dirt sandwiches.
And they got jealous.
Right. And remember, some of them had to even come to Black Wall Street and work for our people. Okay. And they got loans from black banks. White people were getting loans from black banks because remember, the Depression, their banks all crashed.
Yeah, we were the only one prospering.
They couldn't walk into a white bank and get a loan, but they could walk in a black bank and get one.
Just leave us alone. Let's start this shit even. They'll never start it even. They gave them people land, they gave them people farm equipment, cattle, seeds, everything.
And speaking of people that got this stuff off of black labor, look no further than Richard Spencer and his family.
With his broke ass.
He can't even afford a $4 shot of bourbon.
Well, guess what? He probably won't be able to afford even the straw at this point because his wife is getting ready to clean his ass out.
That dude, he act like he's full of fluoride to me. He's so slow.
Yeah, right. Ain't that something? But yeah, I actually put this up in my community section. I did a poll and I asked people, I said, did you know in the UK, the slave owner and their descendants got reparations all the way up to 2015?
I gotta read that article, Lisa. I want to find out more about that.
Yeah.
What a slap in the face.
Here, this is one that came out in the Atlanta Black Star because the Jamaicans were trying to get reparations, and the UK, which really owes them reparations, and now they're trying to get the Jamaicans out of their country after they built their damn country. So anyway,
these people don't even have a damn country.
No, they don't have a country anywhere.
No, even in Europe, that's not even theirs.
They barely got a cave.
They don't even have that.
They're trying to find their origin. You will never find your origin.
That's why they keep digging out all over the place to see if they can find one specimen that will be linked to them, and they can't even find it.
Find nothing because this was really a black planet. Well, anyway, the Jamaicans were trying to get reparations for slavery. And you see what it says. They compensated the slave owners. Okay. But when they told the Jamaicans they will not give them reparations, but they offered to build a prison.
Oh, these folks is low down, man. Wow.
And I said, and you didn't run David Cameron off of the island? But that's all they wanted to offer the Jamaicans, a prison. No reparations, but reparations to the slave owners and their descendants.
They got hell to pay.
Oh man, these people are too much. They are too damn much.
Yeah, when they do realize what they have done to us, Lisa, it's gonna be it's already too late.
Curtains.
So
yeah.
And when I had mentioned, you remember when I had said to you, Lisa, I got another vision that I was told that things are going to be so bad on the enemy that they'll be handing their riches and jewels. And you said that's in the Bible. And I was like, what? I was told that.
Yeah, it is.
They'll be praying to die. No, y'all ass gonna shit. It's hard to live. Dying is easy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. I mean, we've been talking about reparations forever.
I don't even think about it.
Yeah, but it's just the principle of the whole thing they've done,
because I keep up with like the crap because my dad always kept up with it, so I kept up with it too. Like the people in the Holocaust, the descendants of the fake Jews is getting money for the Holocaust. Now, what they've been doing the last few years, the companies that transported the Jews, it was, over in France, they would use trucking companies there and stuff. They would use cargo trains and stuff like that. They even came after them. Anywhere they can get some money, they're going to get some money. And it's like, this Jew thing then played out a long time ago. Yeah, they exaggerated, and I'm learning that they exaggerated that Holocaust too as well.
Yeah, there weren't even 6 million Jews in Europe at that time.
And they've been hiding behind that bullshit. That's one thing that I agree with Mr. Superboy that the Jews always throw that anti-Semitic up in your face so they can exercise their isms. The gays throw up that you're homophobic, so they can do their isms, and you can go on and on and on with that, even the feminists and all that shit.
Yeah,
And
but they made up all that crap though. And first of all, Semitic, the word is Shemitic.
you know, you said that the other day.
It's not even Semitic. There is nobody in the Bible named Sem. Okay, his name was Shem. There's no Semitic. Period.
Of course they would whiten up the word because they didn't like. You know what I'm going with this, because you know they always got to change some stuff around to make it better for them. You mean to tell me you couldn't even pronounce that you had to take the H out, or it had to be something a little bit more deeper for them to change it?
Yeah. And as far as the homophobic, that word didn't even exist 20 years ago.
Yeah, and they'll throw it up in your face. And they're not fooling me with it. They hide behind it so they can continue to exercise their isms on us.
Yeah.
It's funny that it's funny.
That's wrong.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because it was a story that I think one of my subscribers sent to me, and I'm gonna put the video up. There was this guy in Long Island, New York, white guy. He went around and he started snatching up these gay flags, like the rainbow flag. And do you know that this guy got charged with 6 counts of theft, which I can understand because he did steal them, but they also hit him with a hate crime charge.
Oh my goodness.
They hit him with a hate crime charge for stealing some flags.
Yeah, but they didn't want to slap that on Dylan Roof though, right?
Mm.
You just want to backhand the hell out of them.
I know what you mean.
Well, Dwayne Stafford did get his hands on him, and he did get money put on his books to get him out of prison when he did that.
That was probably the best thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best thing that happened. But yeah, you know, I am just too through with these folks, you know. But it's, you know, it's a beautiful thing for us to be on social media, because without it, just imagine how much we probably would never know just sitting there listening to mainstream media that does nothing but lie all day and all night.
Mm-hmm. We would be so lost.
Yeah.
My husband still watches the old school news, and I'll be telling him different stuff. And he said, "Where are you getting this?" He's saying on the internet. That's why it's so important, because, you know, some people have actually questioned why we doing these videos. And I'm going to say it again. Y'all don't know where we find this stuff. We be digging everywhere, and it can be the teeniest article, and we'll give it life.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know where these articles go. People, you know, share it everywhere and everything. And that's the purpose of doing that, because it's our duty and responsibility to tell our story. Because if they had their way, you know, like a couple of short years ago, they got busted in Texas. They want to say that we came here as immigrants. They want to change the narrative, you know, because they always worried about their legacy. You know, we came here as immigrants. Hell no, we didn't come here. They brought us here against our will.
Right.
You know, you know, because their history is nasty, violent. And so that's
nobody want to teach their history to anybody. I used to sit there and listen to it in class, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I can't believe y'all want to teach this shit to people." Serious.
That old crazy stuff. That stuff don't mean nothing. Then teach you about evolution and all this stuff. So, you know, it's a battle, you know. And one thing that I since I've been on social media and not working anymore, that I'm really impressed with how many people in the royal family are homeschooling their children. I'm really happy with that. And I know
it's continuing to rise.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot of my subs that they homeschool their children.
Yeah,
you know?
The awakening is real. You know, we are waking up. Maybe not all at the same level, but we're definitely waking up.
Yeah, because, you know, somebody said, well, then the kids won't know about this in this society and all this. We don't even supposed to be a part of this damn society.
Right.
You know,
one, our kids don't need to know all of their history. What good is that going to do us? Our kids need to know about themselves. It ain't gonna do us no good knowing all their history.
Yeah, just gonna know how, and they ain't gonna even tell that correct.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know, that's why I don't want their education at all, because it's nothing but lies anyway. You know, you grow up and you start reading on your own and you realize everything they told you in school is completely wrong.
A complete lie. Just, you know, just even something as simple as nursery rhymes. Start reading about the origin of nursery rhymes. You'll be like, whoa, this is some demonic shit.
Yeah, do you know the theme to the Jack and Jill? That came from the minstrel shows. You're sitting up there listening to the ice cream truck coming.
Yeah, you remember when I did the ice cream truck? Lisa, that
I knew about that, and that always disgusts me every time I hear that ice cream truck.
That blew me back when I learned that. I'm telling you, I haven't worked in 10 years, and I have re-educated myself.
Yeah,
you can do it. You got to apply yourself and do your own research. I don't care how horrible you did in school. Apply yourself, do it. I didn't do good in school, family. You can do it. You can do it. Don't let nobody set them. I don't care how old you is. Just do it and put the stigma down from it, because they teach you to be screwed up anyway.
Right.
It's a lot to learn out here. And this, I mean, when I'm learning stuff, I don't just go look for websites in this country. I look around the world, because it's a lot of stuff out here, a lot of misconceptions about different things. And that's what I love about being on social media. I done lost interest in TV. I want to learn.
Yeah. But you know what, y'all? I'm glad we came together, and Tareen, I'm glad you finally made it.
Right.
I'm happy. Tareen, I wanted to say that hangout that you did the other day was one of the best hangouts. I'm telling
Thank
y'all.
you. Listen, when I put it in the community tab, I said y'all are not going to want to miss this.
And I'm glad I caught it at the beginning. It's one of those. That's a Tareen classic right there. That was like, whoa. The way that brother broke down all that stuff, and then how he tied it back to white supremacy and how the enemy can benefit from that. That was some good education, Tareen. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Oh, and True Royal, I got something funny to tell you when this is all over.
Okay, all right.
Funny to tell you. But I want to thank everybody for coming in the chat. I want to thank both my panelists. And you know, I haven't done this in a while, so I figured we just get together and just kick back and just have some good conversation.
Yeah.
But everybody, enjoy your night, and shalom to everybody in the comment section. All right. And thank you, Tareen, again. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, after some technical difficulties.
Yeah, right. Oh boy, this was definitely worth it. Let me just stop this right here. Oh man. All right. Well, True Oil, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
And
wait a minute. All right, let me check something here, Lisa. I want to make sure you're all completely offline.
Oh, okay.
No, you're not.
Okay, let me just hit the stop broadcast.